Hello everyone, and I am going to show you how exactly this HR system is going to work. Most of the time, it was going to work as like smooth as possible. Sometime when the user gets like too much of traffic was coming in, the system might lags a bit. But so far, it is working perfectly. We have tested with 1,000 users while facing this issue, so I don't think that it will be the scale that much at the very first, right? All right. So, I did log in with the account. This is what my account. So this is actually an admin account. I'm using this account as an admin one only. And if you see that I did log in with the HR system .pioneer business solution .in, that means I was running the actual build which you're going to test your system in. Okay. So, at the very first thing, we were going to have this Pioneer Business Solution company. So, let's go with the settings only. In the settings, you can set the expiration date. So if you click on the I button, it will be the announcement expiration date. So if you see announcement expire, and then you have a I button as well in order to guide you through each and every section. So if it is default pagination, like employer account restriction, restrict account login. So if you see, by enabling this feature, you can block or unblock an employer account. So if you click on this, you can actually account blocks settings is enabled. So you can actually enable that setting in value creating, or maybe like value promoting the employee to log in into the system. The setting section is like a very basic one where I have already I think everything is like self-explanatory, employer permission groups and everything. I have created I have dumped the departments position job positions and the job roles as as same as the last database that we are having. We have the companies as well, the one that you have created. Now you can actually upload and update the profile photo. That's not a very big deal now. Then we have a candidate self-tracking, rejections, skills, LinkedIn integrations as well. So you can actually create a LinkedIn integration by clicking on these values. API token is something which is required. In the employee, we have all these options. You can actually update each and everything. You know what exactly what are the options stand for which thing. I'll give you a very proper overview. So work type is actually the type of work that particular person was working with us. So it's a full-time, contractual, temporary, hybrid, anything. Then we have a rotating shift, rotating work type. So that means, let's say if someone is actually doing some remote work for us. Okay, so we can actually create a rotating report types. That means it needs to work full time, or maybe we can say he needs to work hybrid and remote, and then after it going to come to the full time. So this is how we actually rotate this his shifts. We can add more work type, and we can delete it as well, but the two was the main one, and those were required only. Then we have an employer shift. What exactly the employee shift do is actually gives a little bit of understanding about, like, okay, what is going to be the number of hours that specific person or an employee is going to work. Okay, then we have a rotating shift. Rotating shift is like a simple format. You create morning shift, you create night shift, and then after you assign it to the employee, saying that for the first week you're going to work on night, second week you're going to work on the morning, then night, and then morning. So this functionality will give you an ideology of this. But right now we have only one shift, that's why it doesn't make sense. But later on, if you wanted to create like PST, EST, or other kind of work time, you can do it over here. Then we have a shift schedules as well. What exactly the shift schedules? That means in a general shift, in a like a specific days, what is going to be the shift? If you see, we have this one, and what is going to be the shift? What is going to be the minimum working hours? Is it going to be enable auto enable check-in, check-out, and so on, right? Yeah, it's enter valid date time, auto punch out time. So auto checkout time is going to be the 7 p.m. I'll just restrict it over here. Yeah. Then We have an employer type, full-time, part-time. Then we have a disciplinary action as well. Leave update and attendance. There is a warning. Login block. Are you going to work block his login or so something like that? So you can actually play around with the multiple configurations that we have provided. The same thing is going to be there also. There will be a like track late come in, early checkout is going to be tracked. Attendance breakpoint is something that we have tracked. So, what attendance breakpoint is? Let's say if in attendance is like disrupted within like a few days, then it get approved from you, and then once it validated, the attendance will add it over here. Check in, check out. We applied check in, check out on a company basis, or we can do it for the everyone. Then we have a grace time. If an employee, let's say, comes late, what's going to be the grace time, right? Biometric attendance, something which you need to enable. Like once you enable it from here, you have to set up in the side menu as well that what is going to be the biometric device. Then we have the IP restriction. You can restrict any certain type of an IP in order to like. So if you add an IP, what is going to be the IPs that you are blocking? So it is not going to take a request. The system is not going to work on that specific IP. So let's say for now, let's just disable it. Then geo and face configuration, I that required the hardware as well. Then we have the leaves. So we have the two section inside the array: restricted day pass leaves, where which means that the like if there was a restricted leaves, is the person is going to apply for that or not? And then we have the leave compensatory leave type. So this is the compensatory one, which is already created by the system. So you don't need to create it by your. Then we have an auto generation pay slip. I'll update like what exactly this is means is, and I'm going to give you like a walkthrough about like what the pay slip is going to be. The template is not right now uploaded to the system. We are facing some issue with this, but we will fix the employee pay slip update by tomorrow, which is going to be the 5th or maybe 6th of the November. That is going to be there. Then we have the performance bonus point settings and so on. Then we have the help desk where we have the department manager, ticket, help desk, and tags. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the setting section. You can actually configure everything within the system. Then you can select the company. So if you select any of the company, you will see all the data with regards to that specific thing. If you select all the company data is going to be bundled up and show it to you over your dashboards and every section where that particular thing is going to be read. Okay. Now, we do have a language section as well. We support like few languages for now. Those were like a different languages in order to like give you like a very like a personal touch about your language. We have this one. Now let's dive into like each and every section from the left hand side, and I'll try to explain you each and everything, how exactly the system is going to work, how exactly the data flows from one end to another, and how exactly you start working with the system. So in the dashboard, if you click on the dashboard, you will see the like a list of everything. You will see every single thing. Right now, we don't have a like a much record, so we see that no record found. But you were going to see each and everything in a summary format in the dashboard. Okay, you will see what's the progress, what is going to be the data, the graphs, our charts, and everything. Like whatever you have within the system, you will see in the dashboard. You can change the companies, so you can select the company and you can select different companies as well, and you will see that data. You can click create an announcements as well from here only, and you can publish that announcement so that everyone will going to take a will know like what exactly the announcement is going to be. Then we have the recruitment. In the recruitment section, we have the dashboard. So each and every section has their own dashboard as well. So the main dashboard is going to show you the data with like all the aspect, and each and every section dashboard is going to give you an overview of the data within that system only. Okay. So recruitment dashboard is saying gives you like a very overview about like what is the vacancy, how many number of vacancy we have, what is the recruitment system, what's the hire, how many candidates we have hired, what's the conversion rate, what's the acceptance rate. Okay, so you can filter the data over here as well. So if you see, because we have added all the employees today, so this says this much of people were joined today, right? That was the thing. Now, we can set up the recruitment pipelines. What is going to be the recruitment pipelines? The recruitment pipeline is actually this is like a process where you actually put a person inside it. Like once you ask the person to submit the resume, then there will be a two-step interview, three-step interview. Then after onboarding, then after assets handover, and so on. Then we have the servers as well. So you can create a survey and the templates, and you can send it across to your employee and asking their feedbacks. Hmm. We have the candidates as well. What's the candidate means? If someone applied to your job, is going to be visible over here. You can add a candidate manually by clicking on the create button, filling out this particular form, and then you will good to go. You have an interview as well, so you can schedule an interview right over here. You can click here to like actually select who is going to take this interview, and you will have a candidate. Once you have the candidate, you will see over here. Okay. All right. You set the dates and everything, and is interview complete? So let's say if there was an interview already been taken, you just need to log it out there. You can use the system to log already done interviews as well. You can share the feedbacks. You can do it once. So let me do one thing. Let me create a candidate real quick. So I'll just name it a demo candidate, and there will be the portfolios and everything. So I'm just keeping it very short. And there will be a job position. So we have all the job positions that we have, and then we have the recruitment. So recruitment means like we have to create a recruitment pipelines as well. I think recruitment pipelines, I don't have any what we say actions to add. So I'll add it the recruitment pipeline, but yeah, we can add it later on as well. Hmm. All right, so let's do one thing. Let's keep let's stick to the feature explanation for now, and then we will like moving ahead to the adding the data and doing all the resources in the next video of ours. Then we have the open job section where we have all the jobs and everything which has been opened right now because we don't have any listing. So this page is empty. We have stages, we have skill zones, and both of them were working what they sounds like. In skill zones, you can create a skill out of like what exactly the skill is going to be required, and you can actually add the stage means like you can actually, let's say, whatever the recruitment is going to be, you can uh, create a stage inside that recruitment. All right. Now let's go with the onboarding flow. There will be an onboarding view and there will be a candidate view. Okay, so all the person who actually passes through the recruitment process comes to the onboarding is been here. If you hire someone outside from the system and the system don't know like what exactly this particular person come from, you create a candidate over here, and then after you can move it to onboarding view so that you can actually make them on board. It's like a very like a similar process which automates the onboarding flow for you, and that's it. Hmm. Now, these two sections will only required by like a few people, right? You're not going to need the recruitment and onboarding flow every single day. From now onwards, like from the employee onwards, all the system is going to be there for everyone to use. Okay, yeah. So basically, in an employee, once you click on an employee sections, you will see all the menus as per your permissions. So if you don't have a permission to actually access to the system, yeah, access to that specific thing, you can not actually access to that particular section. If you see if you click on employee and the profile, you were able to see your profile. You will able to see everything which is there. You will also see the edit buttons as well, and there will be like all the columns and everything. If you want, you can hide it few of the columns, just to like give you a clear picture. There will be a personal detail card which is going over here. There is a work information card. Then there is a contract detail card, and then after there is a bank information. So everything is like way ahead over here. What is actually the contracts? Okay, So contracts, you can say an employee who joined the company, like who joined the establishment, will comes under a specific contract. This contract will be a temporary one or the never ending one. So the employee will be a permanent employee and and temporary employee based on the contract value. His or her salary or payslip generated. I'll like talk a bit more about the contract once we reach out to the payslip section. So this is how the employee view looks like. You can actually see, you can actually request the shift request. You can actually ask for the work type request or so. So let's say for work type request, so what is going to be, you wanted to work full time, you can just request it from here that I am a temporary employee, I wanted to work full time to this company, please allow me to do that, and your reporting manager will get a request saying that you have a work type request for here. And then the same thing will be the shift. Reallocate shift means like you're going to update the reallocation of the shift which is happened by the company. The same thing, if you wanted to view their profile, your attendance, you will see it from here. You can create a new attendance from here as well. And again, this is going to be only for the admin specific. You won't able to see the create attendance button. And every attendance we are going to create manually. If you do have an access, all the employee attendance request goes directly to your reporting manager. If the reporting manager is not there, all the request moves to the admin section. Okay, admin. Once approved, then only your attendance will be considered. Otherwise, you have to log in and log out by clicking on check-in button. Okay. Then we have a leaves, whatever the leaves we have associated with, we have like pretty much good amount of leaves. I was because every leaves is assigned. If you are a man, you don't have a maternity leave, which is going to be edited later on. You have a payroll section, but no payroll is generated so far. That's why it is not. It is saying just only like no pay slip generated right now. Then we have the allowance and deduction. You can request for the allowance. You can say like, okay, this much of amount is going is added for this. No, and then the people can communicate with you and give you the allowance as per your manual, what we say, like manual compensation and so on. You have the penalty account as well. So basically, if you damage any of the properties and anything, and you owe something to the company, you can clear your penalty account while offboarding yourself. Okay. Then we have the asset section. You have an, like you are going to have an assets. If you receive a laptop, you will see it from over here, a list of laptops. You will there is an asset section from where the admin going to assign you some assets out there. So everything which is there in the heading section, you will see in the side menu as well. The same with the documents, same with the bonus points, schedule interviews, and everything. So if you have a schedule interview, you will see it over here. Let's say you work in a company and you were aligned to take an interview, you will get it. Your scheduled interview comes over here. You will still see the notification as well. Yeah, cool. Then once we go to the employee side, you will actually, if you are an admin, you can actually create a new employee by providing this few information, and then you can edit and just add a profile information, work information as well. Okay, so this is what everyone can do. Then there is a shift request, as what I say, assign rotation, as rotating the shift, assign work type, if there was an disciplinary action, policies. So policy section is like you can create some policy for the company, and then every people will able to view this thing. Then we have the organization chart. It's like a very tedious chart, like very similar one to like what exactly we are doing it over here. So every reporting manager will have, once you have all the hierarchies set up, you will see the reporting managers and every chart over here. Then we come to the attendance section. Inside the dashboard, you will see the all people were marked as expected working. Why? Because they clocked in but never clocked out. So we cleared the database, but the data, there were some of the things will always left out. So that's why it is saying, so you can mail directly from here asking them, are you working right now or not? Okay. Again, this is the attendance dashboard. Then you have the biometric device. That's an admin specific thing. That's an attendance. So this is your attendance. If you have an attendance, you will see over here. Validated attendance going to come over here, and attendance to be validated comes over here. Only reporting manager and admin, or a reporting manager or admin, will validate your attendance. It's like if someone left out, you will still get that attendance to be validated manually by asking or maybe reminding your person, reminding your relevant reporting manager. So if you do the clock in and clock out, you will see that you were able to do that. So now if I click on the clock in button, it actually did it. And then if I refresh the page, you will see I got the attendance which I logged in right now. So this is how exactly the system is working right now. We have the hour accounts as well, which track how many hour I have worked on, what is going to be the pending hours, how many hours I have worked, and what is going to be the overtime. So every single minute which I worked after like the day, after like the weekly hour logged, that considered under the overtime. Then we have the work records. So this actually records the work. What? So currently I'm working. So if you see, so if I go to the work record, you will see incomplete half, minor hours. And then there is currently working. If I check out right now and reload the page, you will see it says incomplete half, minimum hour. Okay. You will see all the positions on every single month over here. You will see the leaves, absent, conflict, on leave, but attendance exists, half day present, present full day, and so on. Right? Just like the very like the record present in the normal register also. We have the attendance activity section where we'll see how many times a person logs in and logs out in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, late come, early checkout people, and then my attendance section, which is actually going to give you the your attendance only. So this is what the attendance look like. You can actually request a manual attendance and so on by using it, like a proper particular format. Then we have the leave section. Okay, you will have a leave dashboard. It says next holiday none, which means we are not expecting any holiday for now, which we have added. Then we have my leave request. So if you requested for any of the leaves, you will have a request. You can create a leave request by filling out this particular form, saying like what kind of leaves you are looking for, what is going to be the attachments and everything. And then once your reporting manager or the admin approved your leaves, you will get it done. So that day automatically clocks in, clocks out is not going to work, and you were marked as leave. But if you still wanted to work, you need to be cancelled. You need to get that leave cancelled. Otherwise, your leaves will be marked as like a paid one, and then you have to work on that day as well. So that's the one. Then we have leave type. So you will see what is the type of leaves that you are having, on how many, what is going to be the paid leaves, what is going to be the number of total days you have. Then there is a compensatory leaves that you can create it from here. So I think employee attendance and leaves were clear. Those were going to be the major golden sections which used by every employee every day. Then we got the payroll section. Okay. So I'll explain you what the payroll section is going to be. So a payroll is actually like a section where every single accounting related things is kept. Okay. So what's the difference between accounting related and everything, whatever it is? So basically, if someone comes under like a specific contract, okay, let's say if a contract say I'm gonna work on this date. Okay, so I'm like a temporary employee, and my monthly payout marked as $600, let's say, or maybe like $500. Let's keep it in rupees, so 40,000 rupees or 50,000 rupees. So that contract, so until and unless that contract is going to be working, yeah, that contract is going to be active, that person payslip generated as per the attendance and the contract amount or the salary which has been decided. Okay, if I go to the contract section, you will see all the section over here. Everything is active right now. If I click on edit, I can still say pay frequently, filling status, base salary. So let's say if I add base salary 40,000. Okay. Departments and everything, notice period. So everything is going to be there. So this is what the base salary looks like. And then after when I go to, I don't know where. Yeah, this one. So Amruta, I have updated the base price to 40,000, and then there is like few other things, filling status and everything. So we can update the contract as per the requirement. So then you will see it. Then we have the allowance section and deduction section. So based on it, you based on the name, you know what is going to be the allowance and what is going to be the deduction over here. So clicking on the allowance section, you will see this particular section. You can fill out the allowance and you will fill out the deduction as well. Okay. If there was any loan and advances salary, you will clicking over here to actually apply for it. So let's say if you want an advance salary, you can request it from here. If you want a loan out of your salary, you will see over here. Okay. Then there's a reimbursement and refreshments and so on. So that is also something which is self like explanatory. Then there will be a federal tax. That's going to be like the filing status and base pay description. है ना? And then there is a Python context where you can actually have a code editor as well. So if you select this one, so you will see the filing status is going to be this one. So what is going to be the tax rate, minimum income, maximum income, and that's how you will going to have the filing status, and this filing status is going to view in this contract. If you see, you can create a new contract, you will see the filing status, you will see the filing status coming from here. So that's why it's automatically link up your base salary is going to be like what is going to be the tax deducted on to your base salary will be automatically calculated with the federal tax section from there. All right. Now, the payslip one. Okay. So we come into like in a very like a very big section right now. So let's focus on this. So a payslip is actually a template which is automatically generated and sent across to every employee on every first of the month, which is already set from the settings. A payslip can manually be generated as well and restricted to automatically generation. A payslip is actually a like a summary of the amount which is paid to that specific employee on that month based on the attendance. Okay. What you need to do is actually just clicking on the create button, clicking on this, and you will select any of the employee. Okay. If you select any of the employee and the date, so it says employer contract start from this particular date. Okay. Now, in this drop down, only and only person with the active contract and this active status comes in. Anything outside of this will not gonna come. Okay. You will click on save, and then you will have a payslip generate because right now the template is not supported. We got some issue. We revert back to the base template. And you will have all the sections inside this. You can add multiple things. You can add allowance. You can add, let's say if I add the allowance for the coffee, I add 30 rupees, add over here. So once I add it, it's actually added in the allowance for the coffee. Why it is saying 0 rupee for now? I think that is because I think because the system didn't detect the number of base pay, that's why the allowance is also zero, because the allowance is coming in inside the base pay. Okay. So because the base pay, the allowance is zero, okay. Let's say allowance is zero. So no, the base pay is zero. That means the amount to pay to that specific person is zero. That's why your allowance is also zero. You cannot you cannot bifurcate zero and the 40 rupees, because zero is like you're not gonna pay something to him. Then how you going to promote, how you going to provide 40 rupees to him, right, if you're not going to pay something? And that's how this will work. Okay, then you will have a deduction as well and everything. So you can actually add and deduct from here and saying that okay, we are going to pay you this much of amount, and inside this is going to be your allowance, this is going to be your deduction, and that is what your final total comes in. So this is how you generate the payslip. You can actually change the payslip to status as well. You can confirm, paid, review, ongoing. So if you create a payslip and you will send it to your senior person, the review is going on. Then if you paid it and you got the update, you will mark that payslip as paid. You can still download and send this payslip via email to that specific person, and you were able to see the what we say payslip in the PDF format to from that specific section. Okay, that's how the payroll going to work. Then we have the performance section where we have all the objectives and everything. So if there was any meeting, you can create a meeting, you can add a title, you can add an employee, like few of the employee, and then after you will say answerable employee. This one, what is going to be the template? You can add the template, you can add anything. Like this is going to be the record, this is going to be the track down section. So you can actually create a meeting request from the system only, and everyone going to join it from here. We didn't have the integration of the Google Meet and any other meeting tool, but yeah, you can like paste the link, and you can actually turns out to be like give a like a very friendly way to manage all your meetings and objectives and everything. So objective is something that you create. This is going to be this was going to be the task. You have the 360 feedback as well. You have the key results. You have the employee bonus periods, questions, and templates and everything. Then we have the offboarding process. If someone going to exit to the company, you can create it over here. You will see the manager, who is going to manager, what is going to be the status, and what is going to be the title and the description of it. So that is the offboarding. Assets also something which is very easy to understand. You will have the assets. You can create multiple assets inside this particular section, and then you will have all the assets to be allocated to the employee. Okay, there is a help desk, then there is a project section as well. So project section is actually giving you a way to actually add all the projects which is working going on. Let's say 5 of your employee working on that specific project, you can add your project over here, and then all the employee were able to checked or able to like you can actually track all the employees who is going to work on that on which of the project. Task, you have all the task section which you have requested. You can create some task, and then you can assign that task to any of the team member or like person. Okay, then we have a timesheet as well as what required timesheet. You can create a timesheet for any of the employee because there is no task. That's why the timesheet is not there. So you can create a task, you can create a timesheet out of that task. You can say that okay, this task will require 5 days. You can create a timesheet of 5 days, and then every employee will need to fill that timesheet. Let me give you an ideology about what exactly I'm talking about. Making press release. Okay, what is going to be the project? Dynamic create. Hmm. Well, let's not do it in that way. Let's do one thing. Project. Let's create one project. So I'm creating one project with name good one. Okay, so manager, I'm putting admin, and I'm putting myself as a project member, as said in progress, and then the starting of the project is going to be the 1st of November, and the end date is going to be the 1st of December. Okay, you can upload the files as well, and you can have a section to add the project. Then inside every project has some task. Okay, so you can have a task, let's say a documentation. Okay, what is going to be the project? Good one project. What is going to be the stage of the project? So it's going to be the to-do stage. Okay, task manager, and this is going to be the task member. So I'm assigning admin to validate this task and Bipin to do the task. It's a to-do progress. I set it to in progress, and there will be the starting date of, let's say, 3rd of November, and going to be end date going to be let's say 19th of November. Okay, make it done. Okay, so now the progress is task is already created. Okay, now if I go into the timesheet, I can create one timesheet. I can select the project, I can select the task, I can select the employee, so it's automatically select me. Okay, because I'm filing a timesheet over here, and I add how many hour I have spent. I have spent, let's say, 4 hour, and then it's complete now, and then check from your end, and then save. Employee not included in task. Okay. Okay, so that task need to be assigned to me. Let me assign it. Edit. Once it edited, once this edited, I assign myself to do, and then myself. Then after I go to the timesheet, and then inside the timesheet, I can assign myself all the task and everything. So I've spent 3 days. That's in progress, and then save. Employee not in the task. Oh, I think I'll log in with a different ID. It's this one. Okay. I think I've added a different ID of mine. Let me add this one as well. Okay, timesheet, create one, project, task, 1 hour, and then save. Description. Yeah. Now, what's Kaushik have achieved inside that specific task. Okay. This is how the system going to work. Then there will be a configuration of multiple approval, mail templates, mail automation, holidays, and anything. If you go to the email templates, you can create your new templates, and you can send those templates to the people directly. Let's say if I added like happy birthday, God bless you. Okay, you will save it over here. Now you can actually view the template, and then you will select. Now, if you wanted to mail automation, you can create a mail automation. You can create anything like attendance, activity, work entries, and anything, announcements or so. So every time mail to, so you can actually, let's say, I'll give you a very perfect example. Uh, I go to employee section. Okay, so mail to is reporting manager mail, or maybe email employees mail. So every employee will get the mail. This is going to be the employee trigger on create. Okay, and the mail template is happy birthday. Also sent to admin saying the delivery channel as an email. Okay, email templates is happy birthday. What is going to be the CC badge if there was any badge? So you can add the condition as well. You can add a condition saying if a user is equals to let's say Prema and action and so on. Okay, is active? Yes. Title, happy birthday. So now, whenever this employee creates, this automation will trigger. Okay. And this template will goes. Where it goes? So condition is that only Prima. Okay. So only Prima value is goal. Now you can click on, let's say, last login email. So this is going to be the email. This is an email or username. So where username is equal to something, let's say this one. Okay, and now you can save it over here. So once you save, you see there will be a trigger email automatically created. So you don't need to do any hesitation while doing it, right? And that's how this will work. Then we have the holiday, we have the company section as well. Okay, and yeah, then we have the restricted leaves. You can create the restricted leaves over here, and then every employee will able to see that. Based on this particular section or the session that I have created, I know it's like very generous one. It was not containing much detailed workflow inside this. Keeping this video as a base, try to use the system. And if you face any issue, I'll be here to help you out. Let me know what exactly the problem that you are facing. Everyone was going to get then SMTP server emails from the SMTP server, the test one, by tomorrow morning, and then everyone can able to log in. Okay. Now, with that said, I'm ending this video for now, and let's see if everything works well or not. All right. Thank you.